Good morning and welcome back. We just finished a huge harvest of greens before this severe freeze of 21 degrees hit. Today I'm going to show you my favorite way to preserve them and how I use these fall greens. It was a cold, windy day. I had to hurry quickly and harvest and cover the low tunnel to protect the green, so I didn't film it. But let me show you the harvest. Now first you need to wash your greens. I tend to fill up a big tub with water and give them a nice shake and let the dirt settle. Then change the water until the water is clear. It tends to take me about 3 rinses, but this harvest, the greens were really clean. I think it's because I had that tunnel covered in a net, and I had sheet mulch with cardboard, so there was no dirt to splash on the greens. You know, when it rains, how dirt splashes up and gets them dirty, but that cardboard prevented that. So this harvest, I only had to rinse once. Of course, you can just use them fresh. Chop them up, stir fry them in oil, steam the greens, put them in salads, add them to soups, a variety of ways. But the easiest way to store them is simply to put them in a baggie and freeze them. Just like this. If you're using your smoothies, you don't even need to chop them first. Once they're frozen, you just crush them up. Or hit them with a mallet. I used to store all my greens this way, but it can consume a lot of freezer space. This is a small house and space is precious. Now my favorite way to preserve my greens is to dehydrate them. It's a perfect time of year to do it, winter, because these warm dehydrators don't heat up the house like in the summer. First, I just slice them with a knife or cut them with scissors. That way you can fit more on the tray. Now, greens are important to me because I manage rheumatoid arthritis. And greens have a huge anti-inflammatory effect, anti-inflammatory properties. I try to eat them every day. Now, most people know greens are a superfood. They are rich in vitamins B, A, C, and K. They're also anti-cancer. They promote eye health. They promote blood vessel and artery health. They promote cell health, a variety of health benefits. Just set aside any yellowed or discolored leaves. Now, eat a variety of greens for full health benefits. Some are high in calcium, like these, like these turnip greens. The cabbage family is rich in sulfur, which is excellent for arthritis. Even things like this kohlrabi. Look at this beautiful purple stem. Greens are good for brain health, skin and connective tissue health, liver health, many well-researched benefits. Both raw and cooked are beneficial. I'm going to set this on 25 degrees or below to keep them raw, but cooked greens have benefits too. Now, if you plan to eat these in salads or cooked, getting the small, young, tender leaves is better than getting these bigger leaves. But since I know I'm going to dehydrate them, I don't mind having the bigger leaves. Now, if you notice, I use a variety of leaves, not just what we traditionally eat as leaves. I'm eating things like this kohlrabi. I eat the bulb, but I also eat the leaves. I eat the turnip leaves. I eat cauliflower leaves, broccoli leaves. I grow these fall vegetables mostly for the leaves. I put it on pretty thick because it really dries out fast and shrinks. But use your judgment. You'll figure out over time what works. I think I've been drying my greens for 5 or 6 years. Now 1 gallon of chopped up leaves fills up about 2 of these trays. I have 3 dehydrators, and they're all bought either at Goodwill or yard sales. It's something people tend to buy and then not use much. So Resale is a good place to find dehydrators. These were all in good shape. Some of them were even almost as good as new. I'm drying the stems too. Like I said before, they were very clean. But because I'm drying them and keeping them raw, I want to make sure there's no dirt. And the Napa cabbage stems is the one green I really had to look at carefully. Dirt can tend to collect at the base, so make sure you check for the dirt. Set it at 125 or below. It's going to compact really quickly. I have some left, but yesterday I dehydrated several gallons to show you. Now first, if you're taking blood thinners or have bleeding issues, please check with your doctor before starting to eat greens. Also, if you suffer from kidney stones, check with your doctors. Some greens are high in oxalates, and that can make those kidneys issues worse, like spinach, beet greens, and chard. Now, I'm allergic to spinach and don't eat it, so it's not an issue for me, and we don't suffer from any kidney issues. But it's wise to check with your doctor. Okay, well, these stems were still soft, so this needs more time. So let's start it over again. But I do have a jar of already dried greens to show you. wore those gloves because, I want to make sure I keep them clean as I crushed them up. Now this jar has a variety of greens, not just one type. It also has a lot of lettuce, dark green and red lettuce. That's one way to help cut down on the more powerful greens, the ones that you don't maybe want to overdo. So add in those colorful lettuces. Then what do I do with it? Then I use a coffee grinder, and this one is dedicated only to greens. I have 5 coffee grinders for different things. And I'm going to grind it into this powder. After that, I make capsules. Now let me back up. For several years, I ate tons of salads and green smoothies, and honestly, I got burned out. I just ate too many salads and too many green smoothies, but I still wanted the benefit of eating my greens. So most of the time, I take them in capsule form. But you can just use the powder and add that to green smoothies. You don't have to make the capsules. I like the powder also because it stores easily. And I have plenty of fresh greens out in the garden for salads or eating in soups. I have them year-round if I want to eat them fresh. Now making the powder is really simple. Let me show you how. Now for moisture control, best practice is putting in an oxygen absorber or a moisture absorbing packet into the jars. I don't have any in these. I've been doing this for so long. I know my environment in this house. Like I said, you can just leave it like this in the powdered form and add it to green smoothies. You could even add it in the crushed leaf form too. You could probably even hide it in other dishes and your kids wouldn't know, as long as you don't add too much and make a bitter taste. But my approach is that these are my vitamins. Every day I have a little jar of vitamins that I take, of foods. So I take 3 green capsules with each meal. Now these are a size 0 capsule. And it's equal to half a cup of fresh greens. So 2 capsules, size 0, is equal to 1 cup of fresh greens. And at each meal, I take 3 capsules. Because my goal for the day is 6 cups of fresh greens. So that means if I eat 4 times a day, 3 at each meal. It's because I'm following a doctor who herself suffers from autoimmune disease. And she wrote a book, and her recommendation is 6 cups of greens every day. So remember, these are my vitamins. So that's 12 a day, which is equal to 1 tablespoon. So 1 capsule is 1/4 teaspoon. So if your space is small like mine, consider dehydrating your greens. And use it a variety of ways. But make sure you drink a lot of water, because when these are fresh, they have a lot of water content. They're very high in fiber, so drink water with them. Thank you for visiting. See you later. Bye-bye.